Welcome back. We're talking with Jim O'Sullivan, who you read his columns on Boston.com. He's the political editor there. And Jim, we were talking about the Markey-Gomez Senate race. Congressman Markey was in Washington all last week and pretty much absent from the local news cycle, other than the whipping he took from a former colleague and a spat over the colleague's embrace of the Confederate flag. Cooter, I guess, from the Dukes of Hazzard.
The actor who played Cooter Davenport,
yeah.
who was apparently the mechanic. I confess not to having seen the show.
Yeah, but no, I was not a big fan either. No.
He got into it with Markey because he was supposed to play, he was supposed to perform provide the musical entertainment at a D.C. fundraiser last week, and it was sort of unearthed that he is a pretty ardent advocate of the Southerners' right to use the Confederate flag. And
right.
Says he's a lifetime member of the NAACP, says he's been arrested, shot at, had his teeth broken while working in the civil rights movement. Markey sort of disinvited him from the fundraiser and put a little distance between himself and the Confederate flag.
While Cooter's outrage was amusing, I must say I think that's probably a winning issue for Markey.
The stars and bars don't do real well here.
No, they don't. They don't. But what about Markey taking the week and basically vanishing from the campaign for a week? Is this some kind of Rose Garden strategy?
A little bit. Markey's not been, we saw this during the primary, Markey was far less aggressive on the campaign trail, just in terms of events and going out and meeting the just folks. You know, Lynch was the guy who went out and rode the commuter rail and did all these events with regular people. Markey's events tend to be more staged. They tend to be more with ready-made supporters, folks he knows are going to have his back. Gomez is out there. I mean, he's logging, gosh, we should tabulate the miles he's doing for running road races every weekend, and he spends a lot of time with individual voters. He's not one of those guys who shakes a hand and moves on to the next one. He'll stand and talk to you, and it's a sort of old school retail strategy. What he really needs to do to get the attention.
We're just about out of time, but I want to get back to what we were talking about, the scandal week in Washington.
Right.
Now, in Washington, the press corps and us generally, we get all excited about stuff like this and about all the political implications of it. But we're 18 months away from the midterm elections. Now, you were down there covering the White House and Congress for National Journal. Do you see lasting political damage here, or is it just too soon to tell, or not?
Well, the Republicans aren't going to let up. You see that they're really pushing sort of the Nixonian line, and if that's something that the president can't avoid, he came out this week aggressively and tried to push back. They're going to try to sort of surgical strike on these three different issues. If he can avoid that, it'll be in spite of the Republicans' best efforts.
Jim, it's always great to have you here. Everybody should read your stuff on Boston.com. Come back soon.
Thanks, John.
Thank you. Jim O'Sullivan of Boston.com. That's it for us. Now, it's back to my colleagues for much, much more WBZ News.